Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this webinar. My name is Helen Rome, and I have the honour and privilege of being the project manager for Wavelength Lowestoft, and particularly Lowestoft Court Apartments. And first of all, thank you to EEEGR for letting us do this webinar and promoting the project with you members. And I'm joined today by Saf from Lowestoft Court Apartments and Wavelength Lowestoft, who is the owner and developer of the project. Morning, Saf. Next slide, please. Saf, would you like to just tell the viewers of today just a little bit about who you are and what Wavelength is?
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone. We are Lowestoft Court Apartments, Wavelength Kirkley, and we purchased this property a couple of years ago. And yeah, we're looking to finish the project by June, July this year.
Wonderful, wonderful. So how about, I know we've worked very closely with some of the local companies in Lowestoft, and particularly around the Wavelength brand. We've worked with Wayne Hemingway and the team at Hemingway Design. You obviously had an amazing vision for what this might look like, and the team have put this together. Just tell us a little bit about the goals of the Wavelength brand.
Sure. The Wavelength visual identity is inspiring and focuses on the connection between people, activity and space. And this concept is communicated through an expressive mark we call a wave or a loop. This forms the primary visual language throughout the building, branded and physical environment, tying together Wavelength's unique multi-purpose spaces.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so we have had the Wavelength brand now for probably about 18 months. So we'll talk about a little bit about that later. Next slide, please. So I'm right in saying that way back in 2019, when you first came to Lowestoft, you saw the building, which is probably known by many people as the Royal Court Hotel, just very unloved and uncared for. What made you think about turning that into a 15 apartment luxury complex? And where are we with that development now? I know you're aiming to finish in June, but just talk a little bit about what the vision was and how Lowestoft Court Apartments was, the origins, how it was born.
Yes, thank you, Helen. Yeah, the vision basically was born, and the whole idea behind Royal Court Hotel was to do a renovation refurbishment project of significant value that would be impactful. And it needed to be people focused, it needed to be welcoming, approachable and honest and open to everybody, and mainly focused on impact environmentally, socially and directly in our local community, and a place for collaboration, co-working, co-living and socializing, and a place that brings people together.
Yeah, definitely. I know at the heart of this, there was that need to not just create another apartment where someone comes in from work and shuts the door and is alone all evening. It is about getting that work-life balance and bringing that social aspect into their evening and time away from the workplace. And I think Lowestoft Court Apartments, or just LCA, it really kind of hits the mark on that. And I think what we'll see in the next slides, how that has been brought to life. Next slide, please. So this is a picture of the Royal Court Hotel. As you can see, part of the name is missing, but this is a real reflection of how dilapidated this building was, very unloved. And even though you and the team purchased it in October 2019 and then worked really hard with local authorities and public consultation, certainly at the Kirkley Centre, this building had been empty for over a decade. That's right, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about when speaking with Kirkley? I think I'm right in saying in you know, the pre-app consultation that we did as much as we could, and then unfortunately we were all hit by COVID and everything we wanted to do kind of got scuppered, and we all know about that. But in that moments of leading up to submitting the planning application, there was a real desire for something to be put back into the economy. It wasn't just going to be another coffee shop, another McDonald's, another pizza place or whatever. It was about meeting a need and bringing people into Lowestoft to spend money to have that input into the local economy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, this place basically was, like I said, in quite a bad state, but we also took on board a bioregional, and they did a One Planet Living sustainability statement. So yeah, we've tried to basically make the project as green and eco-friendly and sustainable as possible.
Great, great. Next slide, please. So I think here for me, and working with you and the team, the vision has always been to provide a standard of excellence. I know when we first spoke about the purpose of this project with local planning authority, there was a desire to make sure that we brought something excellent to the area. There were a number of HMO properties, there were a number of shelters and charities that we've been working with, but really this project is delivering a gap in the market, a niche in the market. So who do you think, as per the second bullet, who do you think the perfect person is for Lowestoft Court Apartments? I know we've been looking at offshore and renewable energy sector, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, our main focus, putting our target audience or customer or end user in place, what you call, was originally the offshore wind engineers, who can have a home from home. But not stopping at that, we were looking at, you know, digital nomads. We were looking at people who want to work away from London and have a place outside the city, which we can come in and, what you call, enjoy the lifestyle, as well as basically being able to work in the same place as well, with a healthy, the focus on the health and well-being.
Yeah, lovely. So currently the property is over 3 floors. We've got ground, first and second, and we have 15 apartments, a mixture of 1 bed, 2 bed, and I believe there's a 3 bed. And this really, I mean, you can't really tell all of the work that's been done from these floor plans, but they are actually including, this is the second floor we've got here, we've got balcony areas, we've got gardens, there's also a flat roof, which we're, you know, hoping to do something exciting with that area. There's outside space, so there very much is the ability to live here but be outside as well. I know we've got the, you know, the beachfront not far away, and we've got all of that kind of healthy living opportunities in Lowestoft. But certainly if you were here, you can see, if we just stay on this floor plan for at the moment, at the front on the left hand side we've got the commercial space, and it was very important for you and the team, wasn't it, that people had a place where they could, if they had to work in the evening, they could come down and be in this commercial space. And we have spoken, probably this floor plan prompts the thought here, that we've spoken to a number of teams and companies, sort of Community Action Suffolk, the Pantry, certainly the Care Farm. It was our desire to have almost like a farm shop in one of those commercial spaces. So whatever you were eating in the restaurant cafe area, we could then say, you know, there are some menu cards we wanted to start to work with potentially homeless and jobless people, to bring them back into work and start to have an impact on the local community, not just the people that were going to be living there, but giving people outside of the project that that opportunity also. Anything special around the first floor plan that you can tell us about, Saf? Is there anything, you know, exciting going on that floor?
Yeah, on the first floor, basically, we've also applied for a street seating license. There will be potentially, subject to the license approval, having seating outside. The corridor that leads all the way back, if you go back to the ground floor plan, the corridor that leads back all the way into the rear of the building will actually have the bikes, the bin storage has been moved from there just to create a pathway with additional seating. There is a gym box, a cycle storage, and terraces, what you call, on 3 apartments on the ground floor. And there is a courtyard, internal courtyard inside, basically with balconies. All the flat roofs that Helen mentioned are going to be green roofs, and we're putting in an irrigation system that will basically enhance the water and water all the plants that we're putting in the landscaping area, with more seating, a herb garden, etc., etc. So we're trying to make it a really, really nice, cohesive place to live, work, and play.
Great. We'll skip right to the end of these. I'm just mindful that if not, we can talk. We get so excited we can talk about this forever. So the reason we've put this picture in for you viewers today is we've worked really closely with East Suffolk Council, in particular the HAS grant team, and only yesterday we signed on the dotted line the grant to really keep these windows as they were. So there'll be an extensive refurbishment and regeneration of these windows to keep them as they are. Such a beautiful Georgian building. We didn't want to lose those features. Just tell us a little bit in sort of 10 seconds or less, but what are all these pictures going on and where did they come from?
Yeah, basically this is an outdoor gallery. So a local painter that I commissioned to make 10 paintings for the communal areas. We decided to cover the windows while they're getting refurbished to showcase his artwork, really. This is basically for the community, and kudos to the painter and kudos to Wavelength Lowestoft.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think we will actually use these inside, so we're not just going to destroy them. They'll be hung around the building. So there's a lifeline for them all, isn't there?
Yeah.
Next slide, please. I think we've covered the special features, but certainly for me, just a local outreach. Like I said before, we've been speaking to those companies, but there's also been a financial contribution that we have made. We are very much a conscientious developer who likes to input into the local community and likes to be part of the regeneration of that area. So for us, we have made financial contributions of over £100,000 in affordable housing, SIL payments, and we're working with other companies like the Festival of Light to, be an integral part. We're not just going to develop and leave. So I really like that about the team and the brand that we are promoting here. Next slide, please. So as I said, charitable causes, the 106 and the SIL is not a charitable cause, that's actually a condition of planning. But we have, as I said earlier, been working with local charities to bring around job security in that area, and we'll just watch this space for that. So what are the next steps for us, Saf, in terms of LCA, and what's next for Wavelength?
To put it in a nutshell, we want to deliver a par excellence, a project of significant value for Lowestoft, as well as for the local people. So the website, the show flat, the launch party, collaborating with existing events and charities. I mean, the commercial space basically is a corporate social responsibility exercise that we're trying to do, to give back as much as we can, to make as much impact as we can. And once Wavelength basically is open and ready, we obviously want to replicate that in different areas.
Yeah, wonderful. I think, just to close that off, we have really worked hard to have a presence in Lowestoft. So we're also virtual tenants at the Orbis Energy Group. We've been partnering with local companies that really want to see something amazing done in Lowestoft. And I think this project fulfills that on so many different levels. And we're looking forward to working with the Festival of Light project and, and being part of that. I know that the team there are excited to bring that back after it being shut down from COVID for a couple of years. So, yeah, I think in closing then, we would just like to say, all of you who are watching, we will have the show flat available very soon, and we will put that in the EEEGR social media. And we will put our contact details in the social media posts. If you'd like to come and look at the project, if you'd like to come and look at one of the apartments, if you would just like to come and talk to us about potential ways we might be able to work closely with you, then please do get in touch. I will put my contact details with this webinar, and we look forward to seeing you at the project really soon. We hope that wherever you are, you're having a great day. Bless you, and goodbye from us.
Thank you very much as well. Goodbye from me.
Like the two Ronnies.